that took about a year and a half to finish. So I came 4 or 5 times from America to do that film for that 10-day part. Hi, Social Ketchup. This is Ankur Bhatia. So I play the character of Naveen on the show, and who is an activist fighting for the rights of LGBTQ community. I came to know about this from Sushmita Sen while I was shooting another film in London called Operation Mayfair. And while I was doing that, I met Sushmita, and she told me that she's doing this series called Tali. And to be honest, I was a bit taken back because it's a very bold subject, especially after Arya, and I've worked with her. And she mentioned about this character in the on the show, who's kind of like helping her fight the case and fight for the community. And so I thought that I've never done something like this before. For the last few projects that I've been working on, they were all in the negative shade and very aggressive, alpha male, anger. And this was something poles apart from what I've done in the past. So I was like, I took it up as a challenge, and I was like, yeah, I would definitely be keen in doing that. So then I was sent for a screen test. So I did that, and I got the part, and I took it up as a challenge because I want this would give me an opportunity to showcase my talent in a different light. Being soft, actually, for the past few roles that I've done. I mean, when I was told about this series, I was playing a character who had split personality disorder, who was a serial killer, and it was completely negative. And before that, I had done Bloody Daddy with Shahid Kapoor, which was in where I play a maniac who's constantly on drugs and is right on the edge all the time. So this was giving me a breather to become soft spoken and get the the basic nature of like a soft spoken man, a person who's always good and is trying to, I mean, this character Naveen has given up everything and fighting for the rights of the LGBTQ community. And so I really thought that this is something that I want to do for the community as well. I mean, I have a lot of friends that are gay, and I've studied in US, and so I know I was aware of the hurdles that they face in life, and I was like, why not be a part of something that will kind of eliminate that kind of taboo or stigma associated with the community. See, I was very well aware because I've traveled the world about what goes on and what are the challenges they face. But when I read the script, I was in tears because I was not aware of the hardship that transgenders face in this country. In the trailer, you must have seen where she's saying that इस देश में कुत्तों का भी census है. They can't do anything. They can't have an Aadhaar card. They can't have PAN card, ration card, nothing. So basically, they can't rent a house. They can't find a job. So basically, you have just kind of outcasted them totally, and which I was not aware of. And people have that thing ना, जैसे कोई transgender आता है street light पे and their windows close कर लेते हैं and all, they have no place to go. So you're leaving them with no choice, and that was something I realized during the show, that this is very inhumane. It's inhuman to do something like this to another human, right? And through this series, I hope and I pray that that will kind of eradicate to a certain extent, where people can have more awareness about the fact that, and start treating them like themselves, It was very different because Arya, so I developed my relation with Sushmita Sen during Arya, and I was playing the brother, and who was always kind of loggerheads with the sister, and we had a love-hate relation on that show. So as an actor, it was a great time that I had during Arya with her, and this was something totally different. This is where I am kind of in her team and kind of supporting her. And we both are playing parts which are completely drastic, like 360 degrees apart from Arya. So, and now I know how she performs, and as a co-actor, I know certain things about her, which kind of helps me also kind of enhance the part that I am playing, because there is a comfort level. And this was a subject, I mean, this, like, she had transformed completely. So for me also to be on the set with her, it was a great experience working with her again on this. I mean, audience should develop a sensitive side towards this and start looking at this community in particular like their own. I mean, it shouldn't be a stigma or a taboo anymore. We are in a new world. We are a modern society. We have learned so much on social media. Through every channel, we are learning. And through this web series, they should kind of see a brighter side towards them and kind of like support the community rather than kind of outcasting them. And I think that will happen. I'm very positive about it. See, I have never done theatre. I have learned acting through my experience from one film to another, observing the actors that I worked with, and I've developed my own method where I start with a clean paper again whenever I take a role, and I start seeing the experiences that I have had in my life with the people that I have interacted, and then I kind of take things from here and there from the characters that I have met in my life and kind of develop a new and kind of put myself also in their shoes, and so that it is me at the end of the day. So like for example for Naveen, I was very similar to Naveen when I was in school. I was kind of like I was a nerd but not that great in studies. So I was always looking for, I was very soft spoken and everything. It's just the characters that I have played in the past are very drastically different from what I am in real life. And I kind of take like my experiences into consideration and then see, okay, this friend, like for example in my college there was a friend of mine who was from India and I was studying in the US, who is gay, and he had no characteristics like how, you know, in movies and films we see they kind of have a caricature of this thing that the it will be more feminine and all. He had absolutely nothing, and one fine day he kind of came out in the open that I am this and I'm having trouble disclosing this to my family, and I could see the pain that he was going through. And you know, I use that here where you can't see a person and say that this person is gay, or you know, you can't typecast something, and so that's how I develop. So in Naveen, like when you see the show in Naveen, you won't see the basic behavior is like if he's standing somewhere that, oh, that guy is gay. You know, that shouldn't be the case, and that's how I kept it very pure and simple, and I just went with the flow of the, and we are all serving the script. And I always keep that in mind that, okay, I shouldn't do something drastically different or to kind of have a shock value to it. I just serve the script and that's what I do. Sure. I was a computer engineer. I'm born and raised in Bhopal. So after that, like everybody, oh nice. So I studied in Campion School, Bhopal. So like, you know, the middle class, how every parent wants their kids to be doctors and engineers, the same, I followed the same pattern. I went to Indore to get my engineering. Then from there, everybody was going to US to get their masters. Then I did my job. I started working for Wall Street as a financial analyst, and then I was there for 6 years. When I was stable enough, I realized that I don't want to do this throughout my life, and my passion was kind of movies and acting, and I was always fascinated by this world. And so it just happened by chance. Someone stopped me on the train once while I was coming back from work, and he said, "Are you a model? Are you an actor? You're a tall Indian guy. I'm looking for something." So he invited me for an audition. I went there and I realized that I'm not an actor. I couldn't do what they were asking me to do. And so that actually became a very challenging thing because that was something that I've not seen, camera and ADs and everything. So I'm like, this is what I'm going to do. So I started doing part-time acting in New York, and I started doing short films. So I did a lot of short films. Then after I think a year and a half into it, one of my short films went to a lot of festivals, including Cannes and New York Indian Film Festival and all. And then I got an award for a film that I did called Coconut Grove. It was at the New York Tisch Film School, and I won the Best Actor commendation. And then I was like, अब मैं ये acting ही करूँगा full time. So I quit my job, and then I was out of work for 2 years. I didn't get anything. I went to LA. I was there for 6 months. Nothing happened. Then came here. Then I was here 3 months. Gave up, like I started meeting people and all. But you know, I had never been to Bombay before. The only person I knew here was Apurva Lakhia, because I had met him at a film festival in New York. So while I was done with Bombay, I was going back, and I thought that I would start my job again and give up this thing, because I tried for 6 months. I met Apurva Lakhia because I had gone to say bye to him, and he said, "Oh, I'm shooting this film Zanjeer, and there's one actor that, you know, the dates are not matching. You want to do this part?" It was a background actor, henchman to Prakash Raj's character. So I was like, yeah, because I'd never seen a big set like him, and so I cancelled my ticket for America and I flew to Bangkok with him. And I shot. Now Zanjeer was supposed to be 10 days of work, but because there were a lot of date changes with Sanjay Dutt was having um, a lot of date problems at that time. So that took about a year and a half to finish. So I came 4 or 5 times from America to do that film for that 10-day part. And because of that, I kept coming, so I didn't work. And I was constantly meeting people and auditioning, and I started in that, the grind started. And then from that, I got Sarabjit, and then I worked with Randeep Huda, Aishwarya Rai, and all. So I learned. So every movie experience that I had was teaching me and preparing me to become an actor. And I was just utilizing that towards the next one. And then Hasina Parker happened. By that time, 5 years had passed by, past 5, 6 years. So I was decent enough to understand what's happening around me. And then Arya actually happened for me, and then since then I've been, yeah. So right now I'm only looking for Kali. There's a film that I'm up for, which will start like a month and a half later, and now I'm reading scripts and kind of into it.